Hi, this is Dr. Nida with Keys of Health. Today I want to talk to you about a topic which is quite common, but I'm going to start by asking you a question. Do you crave salty food? Like chips, pretzel, popcorn, stuff like that. Do you crave them usually at night? If your answer is yes, you're not alone. This is quite common, and the reason is pretty straightforward. We can solve a lot of our health problems if we just learn to listen to our bodies. Our body communicates its needs to us by craving nutrients it's missing. Only we crave things we're familiar with that are closest to those nutrients. So you crave salty foods because your body is actually missing sodium. We don't actually crave salt because salt is not pure sodium. It is sodium chloride. The American Heart Association's recommended intake dosage of sodium is ideally 1500 mg per day and no more than 2300 mg a day. That's about 1 teaspoon of salt. On average, Americans consume 3,300 mg of sodium daily, 1,000 milligram above the highest recommended limit. You may think I'm not putting too much salt in my food or sprinkling any additional salt on top of my food. We're not talking about that. We're dealing with something more sneaky here. The hidden salt that is in refined carbs, in bread, in hot dogs, in pretzels, popcorns, in nuts, and other snacks that you consume regularly. So is low salt or low sodium diet the solution? Actually not. The studies show that those consuming low salt or low sodium diet are at higher risk of heart attacks and strokes. In fact, when you increase sodium intake, the risks for heart attacks plummet. In case some of you are rolling your eyes, I will share with you the logic of what I'm saying. According to the studies conducted on this topic, people who were increasing their sodium were also increasing other nutrients in their diet, often unknowingly. Potassium. Potassium is what protects the heart, the arteries, and manages insulin resistance in the body. So instead of just asking people to reduce their sodium intake, why not encourage uptake of potassium? You know what this misleading information actually does that is so prevalent today? People go for sodium-free food, snacks, and even water, which is really just a marketing trick. You're still consuming the foods that are dangerous for you. You're still consuming the refined carbs, only now you're paying more for them to be sodium-free. Now let's talk about what sodium does in your body. Without sodium, your nerves won't be able to conduct nerve impulses. Okay, meaning the communication between the brain and various parts of your body will be disrupted. So your body won't be able to balance the fluids in it as well. This can result in edema, where excess fluid is retained in the skin and tissues, causing swelling. Sodium is also needed to transport other nutrients around the body. You can consume calcium, but if you don't have enough potassium in your diet, the body wouldn't be able to make use of that calcium. People who have liver problems like cirrhosis tend to be deficient in calcium. Deficient in sodium. This is also the case with those suffering from adrenal fatigue. One of the most common conditions, especially among women nowadays, is hypothyroidism. Guess what mineral they're lacking? Sodium. Elderly people tend to lose sodium in their bodies, and if you look at classic appearance and health concerns common among the elderly, you will begin to see the absence of sodium, such as fluid retention and delayed nerve response. Bottom line is, low sodium levels are worse for your body than high sodium. Especially those who are drinking excessive amount of water, like a gallon a day, or are on a low sodium diet and are not doing high intensity workouts, their body is going to retain fluids and can be very taxing on the heart and the muscles of the person. Also, people who eat a diet high in carbs, they tend to retain more fluid, more salt, in their bodies. But if you are on a healthy, balanced, wholesome diet with high intakes of greens and vegetables, your body can naturally rid of the excess fluid and salts, and you can safely consume more sodium without worrying about any imbalances. This is also true for athletes, people who regularly exercise, and those who spend a good amount of time out in the heat. The body is naturally rid of excess sodium. So what should you do? In this case, I would recommend using sea salt or rock salt instead of your conventional table salt. Sea salt and rock salts are richer in nutrients, and your body can make better use of them. You can cook, you can sprinkle them on top. However way you regularly use salt, just substitute it with rock salt or sea salt. Second thing I would recommend is have between 1 and 2 teaspoons of salt daily, no more, no less. It is quite easy to figure out how much salt you're consuming. If you note down everything you eat in an average day, you can get an approximate idea of how much salt you're eating daily. So increase or decrease the amount accordingly. If you have salty cravings at night, increase the salt intake slightly during the day until these cravings are gone and you're no longer experiencing those snack cravings. Fourth is increase potassium-rich foods in your diet. Sodium and potassium need each other. If you increase one, you have to increase the other. And get ready for this. You need 4,700 mg of potassium daily. Very few people actually consume enough potassium. If you eat this amount of potassium, you definitely don't need to worry about how much sodium you consume because they balance each other out. But trust me, you won't have unnecessary cravings if your body has enough of what it needs. So 700 mg of potassium is about 7 to 10 cups of raw vegetables. It sounds more overwhelming than it actually is. That's about 2 large bowls of salad a day. That should cover it. Other foods that are rich in potassium are bananas, oranges, cantaloupe, prunes, raisins, dates, cooked spinach, cooked broccoli, mushrooms, peas, and cucumbers. So if you are consuming those, then you don't have to worry about potassium intake. Rule of thumb, natural, colorful food. You will notice an increase in your energy levels because your cardiovascular health is better and your body can make better use of the nutrients that you're consuming. If your doctor has advised you to be on a low sodium diet, I recommend you get second and third opinions on the matter and definitely study this topic in more detail before making any decisions, because ultimately you should take your keys of health back in your own hands and not let others make decisions about your health for you. You should be fully informed and educated about your health. So invest time and effort into it. Talk to 3, 4, 5 doctors. Consult alternative practitioners until you get the right answer that is suitable for you. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me for a consultation. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you share it with your friends and family. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.